The JTA, after 2 decades of staunch advocacy on this bill, feels betrayed, as the bill in its present form demonstrates no meaningful effort to address the critical concerns raised as the teachers of Jamaica. The teachers have been agitating for meaningful change. We are not against professionalizing the teaching service. We support it, but we believe that the approach being taken is heavy-handed.
He came unto his own, and his own receive him not. Jah Rastafari.
Major Debs presents to you Heart of the World. This prolific album is both inspiring and uplifting. It captures the pain and joy of the people while advocating for rights and justice with tracks like Your Pain, No Mining, Warning, and title track Heart of the World. Play Jah music by purchasing or streaming the Heart of the World album on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and all digital platforms. Heart of the World by Major Debs, produced by Jah Music Enterprise and Theotype Studio.
Jamaica is the heart of the world. We be live. Reggae is the soul of the world. We teach life. Jamaica is the blood of the world. Produce the greatest life. Reggae is the warrior of the world. Liberating life. Jamaica, beautiful and influential.
Bless up, baby, our family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, the Jamaica Teachers Association President, Mark Smith, says that the union rejects the recently passed JTC bill and they stand ready at all costs to oppose the same bill, calling it a betrayal to the teachers. As well as we've seen the Jamaica Labour Party blaming the People's National Party for the recent ranking of the press in Jamaica. And the People's National Party, Nikisha Burchell, says it is indeed the action of the government who is behaving in an autocratic fashion, undermining free and independent media. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So, ABR family, recently we've seen the government in the House of Senate basically passed a Jamaica Teachers Council bill where they'll have teachers now being licensed to only teach one subject. They have to pay to be licensed, and if they're found in breach, will get a hefty fine of between 500,000 Jamaican dollars to 1.5 million Jamaican dollars and or 12 months in prison. And so we've seen the opposition had rejected some parts of the bill. They voiced their concerns on that, and I had done a video on it. A teacher also called in on my program and stated that they have gotten copies of same, and they were wondering who made up those stuff to put in that bill and if they are righted.
It is therefore important for us to recognize that the value of our teachers have consistently been proven by the recruitment from overseas persons. Every year, 4 to 5 of the greatest countries in the world continue to recruit our teachers, even as far as Dubai. We're losing over 1,200 teachers per year because of that capacity, that competence, and that capability. Therefore, the People's National Party believes that the JTC bill should treat our teachers with trust, with understanding, and with support, as versus with the punitive nature that may cause for an increase in migration and for the more negatives than positives as far as it goes. We have carried before you a reality that teachers are at the center of the People's National Party, in its history, in its present, and in its future. One of the greatest realities, or one of the greatest contributors to student underperformance, remains unattended to, and that is that of absenteeism. Recently, the government reported a return to pre-COVID levels of absenteeism of 22% absenteeism. The literature suggests that 10% absenteeism is termed chronic absenteeism. At 20% absenteeism, a student is likely to perform in an exam as if he didn't attend school. The Jamaica Society celebrated through the Ministry of Education a return to 22% absenteeism, pre-COVID levels. And that is not the worst case, because there are rural areas of 32%, 34% absenteeism, and deep rural areas that have reported as high as 50% absenteeism. No matter the quality of the teacher, such levels of absenteeism would cause for underperformance in education. Additionally, 54% of Jamaican citizens have been reported to have a difficulty in finding food. That was a report by an international agency that 54% has a difficulty in finding food, whether it is a grave difficulty or a slight difficulty. This has affected many of our children who, while attending school, is incapable to have nutritious meals. We have treated this as a binary impact by causing for meals to be given to those who are on path and have no consideration to those who are on the fringe of path or otherwise. Many of our students facing this kind of food discrimination are incapable of learning in an effective way, and not the teacher's capacity to teach.
And the teachers are basically, facing it as it pertains to this government. They're lying through their teeth that teachers are owning more houses and vehicles under this administration, which is not true. The teachers have spoken out against that. And we see now that the Jamaica Teachers Association president, Mark Smith, who is the president of the union that has about 20,000 teachers assigned to it, basically pushing back at the government for passing this JTC bill and saying that it is a betrayal to the teachers and that they will stop at nothing to have this bill halted, to have this bill reversed.
I take this opportunity to urge the government to address the significant flaws within the Teaching Council bill that was recently passed in the upper house and now moves to the lower house. The JTA, after 2 decades of staunch advocacy on this bill, feels betrayed, as the bill in its present form demonstrates no meaningful effort to address the critical concerns raised as the teachers of Jamaica. The teachers have been agitating for meaningful change. We are not against professionalizing the teaching service. We support it, but we believe that the approach being taken is heavy-handed. A bill that purports to professionalize the teaching service seems more obsessed with punitive sanctions and taking control of the profession away from teachers. We embrace any bill that embraces the concept of empowering teachers and giving them agency over their own profession. The JTA will continue to advocate unapologetically for the teachers' rights to have greater agency and administration over their profession, as is the case in all other professions and regulatory bodies in Jamaica. As a union with over 20,000 members, we stand ready to take all possible actions to halt what I can only characterize as a travesty. This bill must not be put into law in its current form. The teachers of Jamaica will not accept what we consider a betrayal. Nevertheless, we continue our advocacy, a call for unity among our ranks. The truth is, there's only one group that benefits from a weakened JTA, and that is whichever party forms government. We must never forget that. Both parties have their fingerprints on this bill. And so let us not be divided in our attempts to move forward.
And can we really blame the teachers for coming against this bill? that will see them having to pay to license. They're drawing out money where the teacher them already not getting and want to find them, as Damion Crawford stated, they want to give them pro box money and take Benz money out of them. Does that really make any sense when we have parliamentarians who are under illicit enrichment? We have so much scandal surrounding this government, and we are not seeing these hefty fines being assigned to the politicians who are getting 200 and 300% increase on their pay. What can go so? Now in this segment, we see an opposition spokesperson on information and public communication, Nikisha Burchell, slamming the government for their actions in undermining free and independent media. When we heard that the press of Jamaica has now ranked 26 out of 180 countries around the world, basically a 5-year decline, and it's very alarming to all. The PAJ is calling on the government as well to do something and do it immediate effect.
Jamaica has slipped even further on the World Press Freedom Index, now ranked 26th out of 180 countries. That's not just a statistic. It's a reflection of something we are all feeling: a growing mistrust between the press and the government, and a creeping autocratic posture by the Holness administration. This is not accidental. It is the result of deliberate actions taken by the government to undermine the role of a free and independent press. Both Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon have used their official platforms to discredit reputable media houses and journalists, directing the public away from independent journalism and toward party-controlled channels. That's not just political messaging. That is narrative control. We've seen journalists publicly attacked or dismissed for asking tough but necessary questions. We've seen government members show open hostility to media workers. And instead of engaging with transparency, the government has tried to replace journalistic scrutiny with state-managed messaging. We're also deeply concerned about the use of public funds to flood the media with promotional content that looks more like campaign material than public information. We are not against media houses earning income. They have every right to do so. But taxpayers' money must not be used to promote the image of political figures under the guise of government updates. There are agencies like JIS and PBCJ that are mandated to inform the public. These platforms must be empowered to remain credible and not pushed to become party megaphones. The media landscape is changing, yes. The traditional media is under real pressure from digital disruption and shrinking revenues, but that cannot be used as an excuse to abandon integrity or to serve power instead of the people. Still, the opposition wants to commend the journalists and media houses that have held the line, those who have stayed true to their mission, who continue to ask the hard questions, who challenge excess, and who put country above contracts. Your courage strengthens our democracy, and we see you. As we observe World Press Freedom Day, the PNP renews its call for stronger protections for media workers, for full transparency in government communication spending, and for a national recommitment to press freedom in Jamaica. Because a free press is not a threat to government, it is the foundation of good governance. When leaders fear questions and silence the press, they are not building up Jamaica, they are weakening it.
ABR family and viewers, it is indeed a dark day in Jamaica. In the history of Jamaica, it is indeed a dark day. Let us continue this discussion in the comment section. I don't want the video to be long and drawn out. So let me hear what you have to say on everything that was outlined in this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 30K and beyond. Help me to get there. Please get this video to at least 7,000 likes. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself. Happy Monday.